So Josh, you've done 2 National A crit series, which I don't think, other than the Bay crits, there's a lot of crits in Australia or not?
We have your local town crits, but no national level crits really. Maybe as part of an NRS race, but they're few and far between. So yeah, not a lot of national level crits in Australia, definitely.
Yeah. So just give people an idea back home of just how fierce, because it looks like they're flat stick from the word go.
Yeah, compared to Australia, they're a lot more. There is no lull. Like usually an hour crit, you'll have 20 minutes full gas, 20 minutes rest, 20 minutes full gas. Again, usually that's a easy formula to follow. Whereas both the Nat A's that I did this week, flat stick the whole race.
How did you find? Because I was on one of the corners and I was seeing guys 3-4 abreast going around these corners. I'm thinking that must be a little bit nervous.
Oh yeah, you get used to it over time riding in bunches, so you get used to it. But no, it's definitely nerve-wracking, but you just got to be a bit confident and hope the guy next to you's ridden as much as you have.
Yeah. Well, I guess lightly there was a tailwind, wasn't there, down the finishing straight?
Down the finishing straight, yeah. So it got very quick. So it lined out pretty well. So it wasn't too dangerous through that corner. There are a couple of corners where people crashed, which made it a bit more interesting. But no, it was a good race still.
Yeah. And the one at Ilkley, that had a huge bloody hill in it.
Yeah, it wasn't huge. It was just the speed. It was 800 watts every single time you went up it. So it was just got a bit wearing, but no, congrats to the guys who did really well. That was a tough circuit.
Great intervals.
Oh yeah, good training, yeah, definitely.
And then instead of choosing to go out for 5 hours on your own, you chose 5 hours today at Upton, just down the road from me. That was an interesting race for you too. You got in the breakaway.
Yeah, so I fought for the break. That was really what I came here to do, just a bit more distance in the legs ahead of next week in Romania, where there's a couple of long stages, so a bit more distance in the legs. So I managed to get in the break. I think we got caught with a lap to go. Yeah. And then, I think came somewhere near the 10s. But yeah, no, it was a good race, really good. And
finally, how have you found racing in Britain compared to racing in Australia? We're about 3 or 4 months in now.
A lot more, same as the national crits, it's flat stick, it feels like, from the word go. There's a lot less control. Not that there's much control in Australia, it's just raced differently. Yeah. There's no real way to describe it other than just flat stick the whole time. Yeah. Always people attacking, trying to just move up. So no, it's really good and just good experience for the legs, yeah.
Yeah. And the racing in Australia, the NRS racing in Australia, has that got the strength in depth? Because it's quite funny. Here, the strength in depth's okay, but when you go to Europe, it's just ballistic.
Yeah, it's just, I feel like the step from Australia is there's teams with strength of depth, so it can be a bit more controlled, especially in the NRS, whereas here there's lots of individuals without a team which make it a lot less controlled, so it's harder to have a lull in a race, harder to just have a moment to yourself and just breathe. So no, it's a lot more interesting than racing in Australia, I'd say. A lot harder. Obviously there's hard days in Australia, but no, it's good racing.
Not as far to travel, I would have thought, when you're going from one side of Australia to the other.
Yeah.
And I don't know how bad how widespread the NRS is.
I think we've done a 14-hour drive from where I live to the sunny coast, so
right.
I won't be doing much of that in the UK, but still flying around and getting to races in Europe means you had to travel, and it's a bit more complicated, but yeah.
And nice to see the family. I'm sure your mum's missing you and everything. But,
definitely.
But you've got your grandma here, uncle here, dad here, Adrian.
Yeah.
It's nice to have those people around you, because I didn't have that when I came here.
No, it's definitely makes it a lot easier. I was in the Netherlands, Belgium last year without family and support, so it makes it a lot easier to wake up and you have people to talk to, the family. Still keeping in touch with people in Australia, so it's good.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Definitely.